Nigerians, una never hear Peter Obi don break another record. Make una just listen to this video. This senator don expose everything for public. For the sake of peace, make una no allow President Tinubu or any AP supporter to come across this video, because wetin this senator just tell Tinubu for your face for inside this video, na wetin I no go like make President Tinubu hear. Make una come hear wetin this senator im own reaction for so many questions wey be like say Shehu of Channels TV dey ask am for inside this video, and wetin also ask am about Peter Obi and im own reaction, and make una share the video.
So Shomolo said they have to pay for this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me bring you to local politics, and things are getting heated. Just yesterday, I was getting response to what Mr. Peter Obi said about some of the alleged failures of this government in terms of the killings. And he made reference to what some of those who are in government now, perhaps talking about President Bola Tinubu, he said he had told Jonathan to step aside or resign, and he has told President Tinubu to resign. But when I asked my guest yesterday, who is Senator Alimodu Sheriff, who is a former governor of Borno State, he went on a diatribe against Mr. Peter Obi, and you will see how incensed he was. And he said Peter Obi is not qualified to be able to tell President Tinubu to resign or step aside because of what is going on in the country. What would you say to that kind of statement or that kind of anger that he showed against Peter Obi?
Well, I would say that Peter Obi, his politics in Nigeria is common knowledge. What Peter is preaching is about change in the way we do things, how to reorientate the country and do things the proper way. Cut down cost of governance, be more patriotic, be more moved to empathy towards the welfare of the Nigerian citizens. He is not preaching extremism in his political message. For Ali Modu Sharif and his diatribe yesterday, I was so pained that this country has continued to harbor people who are their problems. People like Ali Modu Sharif are the problems of this country. People who have vowed that Nigeria will not move forward. Nigeria will not have any change. And I was questioning his authority, his moral authority, to talk to Peter Obi the way he did. Is he a good example of Nigerian leader? Somebody who threw his region into insecurity of the highest proportion through Boko Haram. It's because we don't sanction anybody. When you do things, you think Nigerians have forgotten. And that is why he could come to the studio to say such things. He spoke about Obi not condemning Biafra, war that ended 56 years ago. When that war broke out in 1967, Peter Obi was 6 years old because he was born in 1961. When the war ended in 1970, Peter was 9 years old. So how can he be blaming him for anything that happened between 1967 and 1970? Because of that, he has lost right to aspire to be president of Nigeria. These are the people who are holding Nigeria down. I take you back to the 1994 genocide in Rwanda. That genocide in Rwanda happened between 7th April and 19th July in 1994. Within a space of about 100 days, over 800,000 people were killed. About 1 million people were eliminated from one ethnic group, the Tutsis. And today, they have forgotten about that. Rwanda has moved on. Paul Kagame has provided leadership. That in Rwanda today, there's no Tutsi, there's no Hutu. If you ask anybody from Rwanda, where are you from? You say, I'm a Rwandan. That is the way to build nations, not to retain hate, not to retain acrimony over time.
How do you interpret his kind of comment and hard line against Peter Obi? Those critical comments against Peter Obi coming at this time?
It's political. It is political. Anybody who gets up will say they will not vote for Peter Obi. They are inciting their people against Peter Obi to use that and weaponize a war that ended 56 years ago, that the North should not vote for Peter Obi. Let them remain in the Stone Age. Nobody is in the Stone Age anymore. But Nigeria is moving. And if you don't do reconciliation and healing, you cannot move forward. So what he's trying to do is to whip up sentiment against Peter Obi ahead of the election. Peter Obi is one of the finest souls Nigeria has had. Somebody who is non-violent, somebody who preaches peace, somebody, even if you slap him, he will smile. And he continues with his message of change. Let this country be turned around. He has a right to say that the president has not met the expectations of the Nigerian people. He is politically allowed to say resign. Because the current president asked Jonathan to resign when he was in office.
So it is well in his right to ask the president to resign.
Anybody has if you are not satisfied with what you are getting from your leadership, you can ask for leadership change. The only leadership change we want in Nigeria is a democratic leadership change, where the Nigerian people will be allowed to vote for anybody of their choice to provide leadership to them. The issue of whether Nigeria is doing well or not, everybody is feeling the way it is. If in the election, I'm not saying that you must sack Tinubu, for example, but you should allow Nigerian people to vote. Continue being our president. We're happy with you. Things are good with us. Everything is fine. The cost of living is good. Everything is good. So if they vote for him, he will continue.
In your own estimation, how do you think this government has steered the affairs of this country?
I cannot shy away from telling you what is obvious. Petrol is today 1,200 naira a liter. Diesel is about 1,400 naira a liter. And once this thing continues this way, prices of goods and services will continue to skyrocket. We are not doing anything to increase production in this country. Look at the kind of things we have seen. You just said about the fake agency, a federal, what is it called? Federal
Presidential Promotion Council.
Investment Council.
Yeah.
Promotion. And the agency is not known to the government of Nigeria. And that agency is operating at the Federal Secretariat of the government of Nigeria.
With 3 CBN accounts.
With 3 CBN accounts.
With communication from the office of the SGF, based on the document we were saying.
Look at it. Is it not a wonder? And what people are not asking about is it only this fake agency that is in existence? Nigeria is a country where a lot of people have put tubes, sucking money away from. That's why they.
So you imagine if that. There could be.
There could be many others.
One will wonder that you and your colleagues should then now start an investigation. If you have identified a hole, I mean, a lot of the times, and I don't know if this comes to your mind too, once you see a rat in a house, know that there's a possibility that there are a lot more that you have not seen.
One rat cannot live in a house.
In a house.
There are many.
If there is one fake federal agency audacious enough, according to the government, they say it's fake. If that fake agency is audacious enough to have his office in the Federal Secretariat, audacious enough to have 3 CBN accounts, audacious enough to have his budget,
budget line
in the National Assembly on the budget.
The Minister of Budget and Planning, recognizing this fake agency, gave it a budget line code.
And audacious enough to have I even understand that some of them have diplomatic passports who are working in that office.
Oh, what are you saying?
And there are a long list of issues that raise a lot of questions.
Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council. Look at it, very lofty name. And the man is already operating, holding meetings with diplomats and all manners of people.
What do you
by the time you investigate,
you understand government.
By the time you investigate,
yes. Yeah. What do you think let's assume, and there are two angles here. Let's assume that this was not ab initio, not fake. Because it's possible the government says it is fake after what? But maybe it started as not a fake agency, but it has now been disowned. Because the federal government needs to come forward and give Nigerians a full disclosure, a full account beyond what we are going to be hearing in court. The presidency has denied to the extent of the involvement of Mr. Gbajabiamila. But as a government of Nigeria, we need to find out how this all started, how the employment letter, if it was, who is paying for almost 2 years. There are people working in the offices of these fake agencies. Who is paying them? Head of service correspondents, SGS correspondents, a lot of correspondents from Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Foreign Affairs to this fake agency. What do you suspect could have gone wrong?
The decadence in our system is of dizzying height. That this agency could operate the manner it has operated, and nobody has any precise information as to how it started, how it became an agency of government, in quote, assigned rooms at the Federal Secretariat. The head of service of the Federation is the one who manages the properties of the government, allocating offices to agencies of government. So how could they be operating, receiving salutes from people, from workers and all that, without any legitimacy? Who made him the Director General of this agency? Because the Director General of an agency must be appointed by government and to be appointed by the President indeed. Nobody has the power to appoint anybody Director General of any agency without the presidential endorsement. So how did he come about? It's a mystery. Senator. So government has a lot to explain, and I'm taking it away from this agency. I'm only imagining what is happening in this country where so many of such agencies may have been in existence, and you can't trace them. You cannot trace them. All of them draw money from the till, and they do whatever they like. That is why anytime you want to sanitize operations of government, you meet stiff resistance from those who benefit from it. There are so many billionaires in Nigeria that are not doing anything, any visible
part of the allegation the man is making is the fact that it was when there is a demand or request for about 20-something billion naira. That was what the
he alleged.
Those are but there is now there's a cease and desist order, and there is a defamation lawsuit of 10 billion naira coming from Mr. Gbajabiamila's lawyers.
What I want the president to do is to investigate this matter. The president has to order transparent investigation to this matter. It's not about what anybody is saying. Slamming a lawsuit against...
Does it in any way affect the reputation of this government?
Of course it does. Otherwise, why are they scampering? Why are you slamming a lawsuit of 10 billion naira against somebody who said he had any relationship with you? What you have to do is to prove to the satisfaction of Nigerians that you knew nothing about this agency. And he has made damning allegations that he was asked to pay 24 billion. So if somebody is asked to pay 24 billion, it must be out of hundreds of billions that is lying somewhere. It must not be pay me 24 billion if you don't have 30 billion. So we have to go, president, our president must be on top of this, investigate it thoroughly, and find out what has happened. It will not be swept under the carpet.
Senator, finally, this is how I'd like us to close our conversation with you tonight. And it's going to be about what has become an intense political contest that we have seen within the political atmosphere in the last few days. And it's about your very good friend, Mr. Peter Obi, who secured millions of votes in 2023 and significantly altered Nigeria's political landscape. There are a lot of people who thought that he's insignificant nationally, politically speaking. But looking ahead to 2027, does he still represent that big threat to the ruling party, or has the political equation fundamentally changed?
Nothing has changed, because the issues he came out to campaign against had remained the same, or even worse. It was offering Nigeria real change in the way we do things, cutting down costs of governance, and making welfare of the citizens primary in all the government policies. What we have seen ever since 2023 has been the same issues bothering Nigerians: insecurity, high cost of living. Today, can you imagine that for you to fill your tank, you'll be spending close to 200,000 naira? If you have 2 cars, you want to fill it, to be about 500,000. So it is not stopping, and there's no hope that this thing will drop. Many workers don't go to work with their cars anymore. So the challenge is still there, and the end is not in sight. For him, I would think that he's still very, very dreaded. Otherwise, government would have ignored him.
Can he win?
He will win. That's why they don't want it to be in the ballot. All the chase around against Peter Obi is because they know that Nigerians love him. And they're doing opinion polls. Take it from me. Government is conducting opinion polls through the people they pay. And the result they turn back to them are stunning. That instead of diminishing, the man is rising by the day. In stature and in profile. So you have to worry about such a candidate.
All right, Senator.
Yes.
Thank you so much, indeed. Senator Victor Ume is a federal lawmaker representing Anambra State in the National Assembly. Many thanks indeed for your time tonight.
Thank you, Shane.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for watching that video. So guys, before you leave, look at the down here. Do well to subscribe and also put on notification bell so that whenever we upload any video in this great platform, you will be the first to see it. And please don't forget to drop your comment at the comment section what you think about this video, your opinion as well. See guys, this is where I'm going to end the video, and I will see you guys some other time.